So one of the things that's confusing too, and I make this point very specifically only on the off chance that there is somebody in this audience who has or will have venture capital investors. It took me 2 companies to figure this out. It's a very confusing relationship you end up having with your investors, and not just venture capital investors, any investors, because most of the time you're locked arm, completely aligned around success of the company. You can trust their judgment. Right, if you get the right people, they're extremely smart. They have a huge advantage of seeing, I mean, we're one of 79 portfolio companies. Do you think he gets to see some trends in there that I don't get to see in my one company? There's some huge value. If they're good, they'll make tons of introductions for you. There's all kinds of good things that happen. And then it's time for a deal. When it's time for a deal, they are no longer your friend. In the worst case, they're on the other side of the table. In the best case, you've got a 3-sided table. And so what happens is, and incidentally, they are now in their world. So I have done 7 rounds of venture capital in my career. That's a big number for an entrepreneur. I don't know how many of us there are, but there's not hundreds of people who've done 7 rounds of venture capital. A venture capitalist does that in 2 years, right? So you get a seasoned guy, he has done hundreds of deals. Who's got the advantage in this circumstance, right? And it's really exacerbated, that advantage which is built in is really exacerbated by the fact that the VC understands the dynamics that are now happening at the table completely, and you're still thinking about him from the last board meeting when he made that great intro to that huge deal you just closed. So you have to be aware that once the deal is happening, he's got a company he's taking care of, and it's not yours. It's his fund. And that is completely appropriate. There's nothing wrong with that. It's exactly what he should do. And after you sell your company for $1 gajillion and invest in his fund, it's what you want him to do. It's just the fact that you tend not to be aware of it that's a problem. So that's my special secret. I usually make the VCs put their fingers in their ears and hum for that part.